Hey guys, Golden Bricks, and welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're taking a look at set number 75334. It's the Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader set. It has 408 pieces, ages 8 and up, 4 minifigures, and it retails for $49.99 in the US. And it also just released on August 1st, 2022. Taking a look at the box art for this set, we have our typical black background with the LEGO Star Wars theme, and then the line that we usually see, well, we have seen recently at least, is blue. It's a lighter blue than the previous blue we had. And then we have our set laid out on a rocky background, and then down in the corner there's Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader, which is fitting. All of the Kenobi sets have this little logo in the corner. And then in the right corner, we have all our minifigures laid out right there and shown. On the top of the box, there is an actual size comparison for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then the back, we have our set again, just from a different angle. And then here are all of the features in the set that you can like move around and stuff. We'll go through all of those. And then obviously the way to open the set, as you can see, is the push tabs. So yeah, we'll just get into the specifics of the set now, all the builds and the minifigures. Alright, so here's the instructions real quick. They're quite interesting this time because they're just like a white design instead of like the Star Wars theme type instructions. So that's quite interesting. Right here is a QR code that's going to bring you to the building instructions app where you can access these instructions via a PDF if you don't want to use the paper booklet. And then on the inside, there's this little bar down here and it shows how far along you are in the set. So Obi-Wan will move across this line the closer you get to the end, as you can see. So yeah, that's just a cool little feature. And other than that, they're just basic instructions. Alright, so here is our build for the set. It's kind of like the little battlefield that we see in the episode. So it's pretty, I mean, the base is pretty simple. It's just a bunch of gray sloped pieces of different sizes to make up like a rocky structure. It's from both of these sides. All the way around at the base is just rocky structure, except for the back here. This comes into play when I show you some of the features, which I'll probably end up doing right now because other than the rocky parts, there's not much to the build. There's a little pole right here just for like added, I guess, detailing, but you could always take this off and force push it wherever you want. But yeah, up here there's like a little machine. It's some sort of, I guess, like mine type of machine, but you can open this brown piece and then you could spin these wheels, and there's some little slope pieces in there that are supposed to signify fire. You can find those all over the area, these little pieces over here and over here, and in this bucket it's supposed to be like fire pieces. These two circular parts move, so you could put your figures on here. You could put Vader over here and then Kenobi over here, and you could spin, make him fight. This piece, or this circle, comes with a little stand. You can put Kenobi up there, and on the box it shows Kenobi being like force choked by Vader in the air or lifted up, as we see in the show, or you could just move him like that and it's like he's jumping, and you could have him spin stuff. So that's like a cool little feature. I'm going to take that piece away because I'm not that big of a fan of the playable features. So yeah, that's one of the features. The next feature would be when, I guess, spoiler alert, when Vader pushes his bin over and then lights the ground on fire. And all you have to do to activate that is to pull this piece and the flames will pop up. And then if you want them to go away, you just pull it, push this down, and then push that. Here, I'll show you how to do it from the back. From the back, when you pull this little piece goes up, and then if you want, you can push it down and close that. and that will do that. That is the second feature out of 3. This was 1, that was 2. And the third would be this little bucket right here. It's not actually like locked in, you just rest it right there. It's just like tile pieces. And then the point is for this to fall over and spill these fiery pieces. You can do this from the back by pushing this down. Sometimes it doesn't really go all the way, but this tilts it if you want to do that. Vader knocks this over in the show and creates the fire, but you could literally just go like this and spill the pieces. I'm not going to do that because that would be a little messy, but yeah, that's basically the build with all its features. Other than that, it's really just like a place to have your figures standing. You can put the other 2 figures like up here if you want, but yeah, other than that, it's just a platform. So we'll get into the minifigures, which is the highlight of this set. Alright, our first figure is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He comes with obviously his blue lightsaber. He comes with a custom hair piece this time around. He's got his orangey hair. He's got his angry face on. He has a double-sided head. This side, there's a little bit of a more calm facial expression. He's got some simple designs on the back. That's just supposed to be like a hood, and then there's just some lines for his robe. And then when you, let me put his hair back on. When you flip it back to the front, he's got, obviously, his robe goes down to about here. And then he's got some brown boots on. And under the robe, there's a tan shirt that goes down near the belt buckle onto the pants, or onto the legs. There's leg printing for the tan, and it hangs below there. Up near the neck is like a flesh color, which is like supposed to be his skin. And then he's got a little belt on the torso right there. It's a great figure. Let me fix his hair, that's bothering me. Great figure. He looks like how he looks in the show. Very simple like attire, just the brown robe and the tan undergarment. But yeah, he does his job, and it's a great figure from the show. Alright, the next figure we have is Vader. He comes with a red lightsaber, obviously. He also has his 2-piece helmet with the little piece to go around the neck, and then the helmet just goes on and clicks in there. His headpiece is pretty cool. It's like a scarred Anakin face, which is great because that's how it is in the show. He's got his little scar up near the top of his head, and he's got a very angry look on him. And then the back of his head is just a bunch of scar printing, which is a nice little detail that they included. I'll put his helmet back on. It's got a black cape, and what's cool about this version of Vader is he has arm printing, as you can see. He's got some like chrome printing up at the top of his shoulder, and then some gray lines on his like lower arm. That goes along with this part up at the top. It's like chrome all the way across to the arm, and then he's got black robe on the leg printing. He's got like robe printing, and then obviously the torso is all of his buttons and little pieces of his suit. And then on the back, let me get this out of the way. The back is very simple because he has a cape, so it doesn't really need to be that detailed. Again, he has the chrome printing up top, and then just like some robe printing in the back. So yeah, that's Vader. Always good to get Vader versions, so yeah. Alright, the next figure we have is Tala. Honestly, I don't really like this figure that much because it really just looks like an imperial officer, and I know that in like a week or two probably I'll just not even be able to distinguish this figure from the other imperial officers that I have, so I guess I'll have to keep her separate. That would kind of suck if I like lost her in like a bin or something because I thought she was an imperial officer. But anyway, she's has an imperial officer cap, obviously. The printing's actually a bit different, so I guess if I looked a little closer, I'd be able to tell. It kind of has like a triangular type of printing. There's a belt right here and then a badge. Other than that, just gray pants. The back has like a little bit of printing on it. Just a single head printing. Very basic. That's pretty much what I was talking about. It's just a basic print head and an imperial officer uniform. So there's no way to like tell that it's actually Tala. I think they should have went with the like the other version of the figure, I guess. Well, it doesn't exist, but they should have made the other version where she's not in the uniform. That would have been a lot better. So hopefully we get that version of the minifigure eventually, but for now, this is what we got, and it's not very good, I guess. Alright, the last figure is Ned B. He's a loader droid from the show. It's a new type of droid that we got introduced to. He comes with this buildable little hammer piece right here. That's like it's what he was holding in the show in one of the scenes. His head, or his like, yeah, I guess his head is actually one piece. It's very hard to get off. But this is actually a custom molded piece just for him. So that's what he looks like. He's got his little blue stripe under his neck. His head is like flat. And then this is a printed little piece right here, but those get placed on. They didn't come like molded. But yeah, it's cool. We have a custom mold for this guy. Under his headpiece, I guess, is just a plain black torso with a yellow arm and then a blue arm. So if you put that back on, then you have Ned. His legs are just like a little not rusty, I guess, like a tattered design, yellow, and then he's got some little bands of metal right there. On the back, as I showed you before, he has some words that I don't understand because I don't know the language. And then, yeah, so nothing on the back except for that. And yeah, he's really cool, big bulky guy from the show, and he's honestly one of my favorite side characters from the series. Alright, so here's the set overview. I think overall it was a 7 out of 10. The figures were pretty good except for Tala, I think, for the reasons that I described. But also I think for $50, this was kind of a underwhelming set. I mean, the figures were cool and it was good to see like a set based on the battle from the show, but the build was just kind of boring. It's really just a platform. But yeah, I mean, there's not really that much to say about the set because the build is like pretty weak. But the Ned figure is good. The Obi-Wan and Darth Vader obviously good. Tala, not so much. And then I guess like the features of the build are pretty cool, but not enough to give it a good rating. I'm actually gonna put the rating down to 6 because after all that I just said, I don't think it deserves a 7. I've given a lot better sets a 7, so 6 would be more fitting. But yeah, I mean, it's like not terrible, so I'm not gonna complain too much, but it's also not that good. So yeah, let me know what your favorite part of this set is and which of the Kenobi sets is your favorite. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.